final group stage match for the United States of America, as tonight the U.S. played Türkiye in their final group match before a round of 32 encounter. And of course, they now know who they will be playing in said round of 32 encounter. More on that as the night progresses on. Apologies here as we're having to do some of this stuff behind the scenes because, that's what happens when you start late and you have 5 million different things you have to be working on. But we are ready to go here at SoFi Stadium. Mustafa Garbal Algeria is our official. Good evening, everybody. I am Seth Eves, keeping the seat warm for the goated one of our airwaves, the great Matthew Owens. Some wondered if the United States and Turkey are playing in what many would describe as one of the most meaningless match in a World Cup finals that America's ever played in. It's hard to argue with that on the surface. After all, the United States are already through to the round of 32 as group winners, and Turkey have already been eliminated. But to say it's completely meaningless may be a bit of a different story. We'll get you that lineup. Turkey's lineup of 4-2-3-1: Kakir, Amali, Bardaki, Karabak, Selik, Özkan, Kaçu, Yildiz, Gudler, Aydin, and Barış Yilmaz. Had to run through that very quickly. I'll be boring you to death with live stories. Don't you worry as we progress. Now, for the United States, they make 9 changes, including in goal with Matt Turner starting. The back four of Austin Trusty, Miles Robinson, Mark McKenzie, and Joe Scally. Weston McKinney plays as the one holding midfielder in a 4-1-2-3. Ahead of him will be Gio Reyna and Sebastian Berhalter. And the 3 forwards are Brendan Aronson, Ricardo Pepi, and Timothy Weah, who scored the U.S.'s first goal of the World Cup 4 years ago against Wales. So with the United States, yes, you might call this match meaningless on the surface. There is this aspect of it. Turkey, of course, will be playing for pride and will look to at least get a goal in this World Cup, something that they have just had an almighty struggle with. And the United States, there is still a bit of history on the line for the red, white, and blue tonight. Never have they won all 3 group matches in a World Cup. Their wins over Australia and Paraguay have booked them through, and of course they found out earlier. With other results going around, it's been confirmed. It was speculated yesterday, confirmed today. Bosnia-Herzegovina will be the opponent a week from yesterday in the round of 32, and it is the Americans who get us underway, going from right to left as you listen. At the Los Angeles Stadium, back where they took care of business on that magical Friday night opener against Paraguay. So here comes the United States now. First touch here for Miles Robinson, the FC Cincinnati man. Now it goes to Austin Trusty. Now here is Gio Reyna. Turkey, by the way, in 2 games, 62 shots, 13 on goal. They have not found the back of the net. Again, second World Cup for Gorbal, the Algerian official. And here come the U.S. Oh, a bit of a deflection. Here's Gio Reyna with a shot that's deflected and behind for a corner. And the Borussia Mönchengladbach man gets this crowd all fired up. Well, the United States aren't acting like it's a dead rubber. They are moving forward, and they are going with it. So here is Sebastian Berhalter with the corner. Here comes the header at the far post, fumbling around. Oh, very nearly another own goal. Oh, a poor clearance. And it's saved A poor clearance that came to Trusty. And last-ditch defending by Aaron El-Mali. What on earth were the Turks doing back there defensively? USA, Turkey playing each other for the first time at a World Cup. Here is the corner. Here is the far post. Lashed in. What a strike that is! 2 minutes in, and it's lashed in at the far post by Austin Trusty. The Scottish champion from Glasgow Celtic gives the red, white, and blue a 1-0 lead, and more woes for Türkiye in this World Cup from hell. Amazing. That is how you score your first international goal. He's a defender. He doesn't score many. He's only scored 8 in 8 years of club football, and his only goal international prior to this was for the United States' under-20 team. But he has scored. And Trusty has given the USA a 1-0 lead, and we have now set a record for most World Cup goals in a tournament already, which, yes, with expanded matches, you would expect that record to be broken, but it's been broken before the knockout round. 173 goals. And the 7th attributed to these United States of America, but Türkiye trying to come back forward, but the Americans have everything covered defensively. So Türkiye now have it here. Guz Aydin, Vincenzo Montella is the Türkiye boss. Touch now for Zeki Silic, who plays for Roma in Serie A. Now Aaron El-Mali. Give it back to Matt Turner, who gets the call in goal tonight. The 31-year-old from Park Ridge, New Jersey, who is on loan from Lyon, playing for the MLS's New England Revolution, a man who has also made appearances for Nottingham Forest in England. Okay, trying to get the touch there. Now the U.S. running at full stretch yet again. Space for Brendan Aronson. Option to his right. Now back to Aronson. And in his way was Özcan. And a good piece of defending there by Salih Özcan. Away it goes. But that was some good defending. That was a good attack there by the USA man, Brendan Aronson. So a great start. And again, the USA trying to go 3 for 3 in the group stages. Never done that at a World Cup. Here. There is Reyna. Now it's Timothy. Now it's Mark McKenzie giving it back to the goal scorer, Trusty. Türkiye with a 2-0 loss to Australia in their first match. That was followed by a 1-0 loss to Paraguay. Now back to Matt Turner in goal for the U.S. 6.5 minutes gone. Of course, we'll keep you up to date with the other match in the group. the important match, if you will, that will determine who finishes second between Paraguay and Australia out in the Bay Area. That one goalless right now. As Elmo has it. It's a good long ball over the top. Was looking for Yilmaz, but American shirt's there. Then Yilmaz bumps into Joe Scally, and that's going to be a foul against the Galatasaray man. Maurizio Pochettino, who earlier in the week was quoted in an interview saying he had developed a love for Chick-fil-A. It's his time as the U.S. national team coach. Turkey 62 shots in their first 2 games. That is the most without a goal in a FIFA World Cup since that stat was first tracked back at the 1966 World Cup. Turkey have it now with Silic. Silic now giving it to Aiden. Aguz Aiden. Americans now able to play back quickly, and now another foul against Turkey, much to the chagrin of the man who committed it, Orkun Koku, the 25-year-old who plays for the Turkish side Besiktas, who was actually born in the Netherlands. He's previously played at Feyenoord and at Benfica. He is the younger brother of Ozan Koku, who plays for Azerbaijan at international level. Part of a Feyenoord team that was the beaten finalist in the inaugural Conference League final. Here comes Türkiye now on the right-hand side. And not a good pass at all. Brad Pitt, among the people taking in action tonight. Cinzio Montella, the Italian, looking on. 52-year-old from Pomigliano d'Arco, Italy, who played from 1990 to 2008 as a striker. 192 goals and 383 appearances for Empoli, Genoa, Sampdoria, Roma, and Fulham. He also scored 3 times in 20 caps for Italy over a 6-year span. Has managed Catania, Fiorentina, Sampdoria, AC Milan, Sevilla, Fiorentina, Adana Demirspor. He's been the Turkish manager since 2023. Arda Güler now, the star, if you will, of this Türkiye team with it. Now the Turks trying to go forward. It's a good run by Yilmaz. Oh, he plays it in for Güler. It's a real chance, and it's an equalizer for Türkiye. Fully finished by Arda Güler. And the Americans have conceded on a fast start in Los Angeles as Türkiye have pulled level. It's a really good finish from Arda Güler, his 7th international goal. Good ball, Yilmaz. Good finish by Güler. 1-1. Beats Matt Turner. The 21-year-old who has scored 13 times for the great Real Madrid. Was the Champions League Young Player of the Season this past year. Was also scored the goal of the season in La Liga and was also in the La Liga Team of the Season. In a big year for Real Madrid. His 7th international was first since October 2025, a 6-1 qualification win against Bulgaria. And finally, after all their pressure, Türkiye have a goal at this World Cup. So 1-1 after 11 minutes. Good start to this one. 1-1. Again, there's no real pressure, so you can maybe just play it loose. And, some will act like on the beach, but with national pride, maybe just go out and we'll have ourselves a 4-2 or 5-3 type of game. You just never know. The American team, as we mentioned, head coached by the 54-year-old from Murphy, Santa Fe, Argentina, Mauricio Pochettino. 20 caps for Argentina at national. His playing career, he as a center back, made over 500 appearances for Newell's Old Boys, Espanyol, PSG, Bordeaux, and Espanyol. Espanyol was the first team he managed in 2009, the first of 6 clubs he's managed. He's also been the coach at Southampton, Tottenham, PSG, Chelsea, and since 2024, the United States national team. Is that Colin Farrell? Like Colin Farrell, yeah. Watching on as the Americans push forward again. Here comes McKinney. A little bit of a slip, but he still goes. Lays it off. Aronson shot block. Came back to him. Aronson shot saved. Of course, Pochettino, as a manager, only has 2 trophies to his, well, 3 technical trophies. They were all at PSG, the 2020 French Super Cup, the 2021 French Cup, and the 2022 French League title. He did get close to a big honor with Tottenham, though. Took them, without Harry Kane for a good chunk of the ride, I may add, to the 2019 Champions League final before they were beaten 2-0 by Liverpool. Also took them to the League Cup final in 2015, where they lost to Chelsea. Also reached the League Cup final with Chelsea in 2024 when they lost to Liverpool. And last summer, his team lost to Mexico in the Gold Cup final. 13 minutes gone. Türkiye 1, US 1. Austin Trusty with a goal in very short order, but Türkiye responded with a nice finish by Arda Güler. Türkiye playing in the back now as Ozan Kabak now gives it up. So 1-1 Türkiye and the US playing here. And now the Americans running forward yet again on the far right side. Long ball played in, and nothing but white shirts there to defend. We mentioned Matt Turner. How about the starting goalkeeper for Türkiye, Ugurken Kakir, the 30-year-old who plays for Galatasaray. 40 caps for his national team. Coming off of a league championship this year with Galatasaray in the Turkish league. Here's a foul against Turkey. U.S. trying to go quickly with it. Here comes Weston McKennie. Now it's Trusty, the goal scorer. Only a 5-spot difference in the FIFA World Rankings, which shows you how much stock you could really, how much stock you should or shouldn't put in to those rankings. USA came in with a world ranking of 17th, Türkiye 22nd. And what do you know? The U.S. won the group. Türkiye is heading home. Turkey trying to go forward. Turkey trying to go forward, and they do have a chance here to run with Koku, but then Koku dispossessed. Fifteen and a half minutes. And it's 1-1 here. Now here is Timothy Weah. Weah pushed from behind by Ozan Kabak. Now another foul, and Vincenzo Montello's getting really upset. And the U.S. are now running with Weah. Weah now over to Trusty. And as things stand, the USA would win the group on 7 points. Australia would advance as the second place team on 4 points in Group D. Of course, the USA already know that they're going to play Bosnia in the round of 32. Here's a ball. Can Pepe get onto the end of it? He can. Needs a little bit of help, though. Pepe had to slow down and let others catch up because there was no one there. Now Berhalter gives it to Reyna. Reyna now to the left side with Weah. And did Weah keep it in? No, he did not. Only just for curiosity, just for the runner-up in Group D will face the runner-up in Group G. That, of course, the group with Egypt, Iran, Belgium, and New Zealand. And the third place team in Group D could face any number of teams. They could face Germany. They could face the Group I winner. Or they could face the Group K winner. Spots again are being filled. Trusty now over to Weah. Over half the slots have been filled. 18 of the 32 situated. 19 by the time the night is over. Reyna now giving it up to Weston McKennie. He did play in a friendly last year. Türkiye winning by 2-1. Trusty now gives it to Weah. And a foul, and a Türkiye player down, and I think Türkiye players want a yellow card at least, and they are going to get that. So a yellow card, first one of the match in the 19th minute, has been brandished, and has been brandished to Sebastian Berhalter, 25-year-old who born in London, England, but was raised in Columbus, Ohio, and played collegiately at the University of North Carolina. Currently plays for the MLS's Vancouver Whitecaps. Of course, the son of Greg Berhalter. Talk about a good footballing family. His dad is Greg, who was the current coach of the Chicago Fire and once the U.S. national team coach. His mother, Roz Berhalter, a 4-time national champion playing for Anson Dorrance at the University of North Carolina. An MLS All-Star was Berhalter last year, but booked here in this one. U.S. fans have to be loving that goal, but they couldn't be too crazy about Türkiye. So a long free kick, and now we can resume play. Found a Türkiye free kick. So free kick for Turkey here. The long ball, Koku. Celebrity sightings continue. Ashton Kutcher among the dignitaries now being spotted. Dude, where's my goal? Again, the United States will play. They now know who they're going to play in the round of 32, as we've mentioned. They will play in the round of 32 on July 1st at Santa Clara, Wednesday, against Bosnia and Herzegovina. Just trying to go forward again, but Turkey picked the pass off. will be at 8 o'clock Eastern on July the 1st. You can bet that we will have it for you. Winner of that match would then go to Seattle. Have a favorable matchup there, potentially. Again, World Cup action. We'll get you caught up on everything that happened today at halftime and the latest scenarios and the matchups that are already confirmed for the round of 32. Of course, Saturday and Sunday, or tomorrow and Saturday, I should say, we'll finish that up. And at the 22:31 mark, it would appear as if we have our hydration break. So a hydration break and a break in the action for us, and that allows us to tell you, you get a look at sparkling SoFi Stadium, or excuse me, the Inglewood, the Los Angeles Stadium. Reminder, World Cup action. Our final World Cup matches of the day. Tomorrow's World Cup encounters. We do have one match scheduled for tomorrow night. Don't know if it's going to happen or not. But the scheduled match we do have for you tomorrow night at 8 Eastern, we will have Uruguay versus Spain. Tomorrow's action begins at 3 Eastern with Senegal against Iraq and Norway against France. Spain, Uruguay at 8 o'clock, along with Cape Verde against Saudi Arabia. And then at 11 o'clock, late night World Cup, Egypt against Iran and New Zealand against Belgium. Then Saturday, a doubleheader for you. At 5 o'clock, we will have England against Panama, followed at 7:30 by Colombia against Portugal. And then Sunday, the round of 32 begins at 3 Eastern from the stadium that this match has been played at. It should be a good one between Canada and South Africa. So, just about ready to restart out of the hydration break. The U.S. and Türkiye level at 1 here. 1-1 the score after Austin Trusty and Arda Güler, the respective goal scorers. Just about to come out of the hydration break. 1-1 the score. Make sure my mic was working. Text was low. A lot happening behind the scenes here tonight. Of course, I originally wasn't supposed to be on this particular match, so that's another reason why things are here in ramble scramble mode. Matthew Owens asked me, he had some things he was dealing with, and he asked me if I could step into the seat. And anytime a friend and an all-time great leads you in, the Brett Musburger of this platform, some would say, calls to fill in for you, then you darn well do it. Only chance I'm going to have to call a U.S. game at this World Cup, meaningless or not. You kidding me? Who am I to say no? Mark McKenzie after it. Who am I? Why am I here? Arda Güler, by the way, becoming Turkey's youngest ever World Cup goal scorer. So there's a little statistic for you. Of course, Turkey's biggest run in the World Cup was that 2002 World Cup run. This is only their third World Cup ever, Turkey. Play it back. In they of course played, they were grouped in 1954, finishing third in a group behind Hungary and West Germany and ahead of South Korea. They beat South Korea 7-0 in the first match. They lost 4-1 to Germany, and they lost again to West Germany 7-2 in a playoff. They had group stage playoffs back then. Don't tell Ben Schneider. Timothy Weah in a little bit of trouble. Now Türkiye trying to get it upfield, cannot do it. Then, of course, that magical run in 2002. It goes again. They finished second in the group. They actually finished level on points with Costa Rica, but got through on goal difference. They lost 2-1 to Brazil in their opening group match before drawing with Costa Rica. They beat China 3-0. Then in the round of 16, they knocked out the co-host Japan 1-0 on a 12th-minute goal from Umit Davala. Then the golden goal from Ilhan Manziz beat Senegal in the quarters before losing to a 49th-minute Ronaldo goal in the semis against Brazil. They did win the third-place match 3-2 against South Korea. Fastest goal in World Cup Finals history, Hakan Şükür, scored in just 11 seconds. In that 2002 third-place match. So here comes the United States to the corner, and the heads go up. Free header unmarked, saved, but only as far as McKenzie. And U.S. have a second goal. Or do they? They do not. Offside against the Toulouse defender, Mark McKenzie. And another moment, another first-time goal-scoring moment has been ruined. The header comes to Robinson. And then Pepe had the shot that was saved, and it came back into the path of McKenzie, and the flag was up as soon as McKenzie had put it in the back of the net. So that's a tough break. So nearing the half-hour mark. By the way, apparently we understand there was another man up there in that suite with Ashton Kutcher. Apparently we're being told it is the newest LA Ram quarterback, the rookie from Alabama, Ty Simpson. He's hoping to have a better visit to Southern California than he did last time. This time he was in Southern California. He and his Alabama teammates were being run over by a truck called Indiana. They were signetted. Here's Türkiye. Oh, this is a good attacking play. This is a chance for them to take the lead, and they have taken it. Play by the Turks, and Okran Koku has scored the goal that has put Türkiye 2-1 up. U.S. just a little bit lazy there at the back, it has to be said. And, oh, that's an unfortunate touch in a bad place there by Miles Robinson. Or, you know, it might be the slightest touch, and he was not in a good position. Montella loves it, and why wouldn't he? And Türkiye now lead by 2-1. And the Turkish fans in LA are loving it. By the way, update on the other match, still 0-0 between Paraguay and Australia. But a great moment there for Koku, his 5th international goal. He scored 24 days ago in a friendly against North Macedonia, and Türkiye now have some space again here. U.S. having to cover a lot of space. Türkiye in the penalty area. There's a good pass, and, well, it was a good pass, but the U.S. are able to get defenders out of the way. Here is Koku with it. Oh, that's a good move. Now finds Yildiz. Kenan Yildiz. And Yildiz commits the foul and rumbles the American defender, Joe Scally, to the ground. So again, as things stand, USA would only have 6 points, but would still win the group. Scottie Pippen in the house. Australia and Paraguay with 4 points each. U.S. again give it away very lazily, and Türkiye could be in again, and Aiden with a very tame effort there. It goes right to Matt Turner again. You don't want to lose a game when you're an athlete, so that it means something from that regard, and it means something from a pride standpoint. And the U.S. are playing for history again. As we mentioned, they've never gone 3 for 3 in a group in their World Cup history. That ball deflects off of the linesman that was heading out of bounds there. Not a very good pass from Miles Robinson, it must be said. Here come the U.S. again now with Weston McKennie. Excuse me. So, U.S. with a throw in. McKennie on the right-hand side. Oh, good work getting away by McKennie. Long cross. He's there to meet it. It's going to go back to Timothy Weah. Weah now over to Trusty. And we get a foul, and this is going to be a free kick, I believe, for the Americans. Or no, it's a foul against America, and it will go to Türkiye. Still a 2-1 lead. .36th minute. Türkiye would have tried to make it rain inside their own half. Türkiye will feel very disappointed. Feel like they coulda, woulda, shoulda been playing. Perhaps this game could have meant something for them if they had their shooting boots on in any of the first 2 matches. Looking very good tonight. Again, I guess they changed American side. As I mentioned, they made 9 changes for the squad that beat Australia last Friday in Seattle. Long Türkiye pass here to Aiden. Seelick. Good cross, deflected. Only as far as Koku. Now it's Koku with it. Now back to Selick. Now back it goes. Kakir, that's a good clearance. What Mauricio Pochettino had to say at his halftime team talk, if it stays the way it is with his team down 2-1, be great. I can't imagine it be overly the fire and brimstone variety either. But another thing, for some of these guys, you're using this. That's another reason this game is meaningful from an American perspective. If you're any of these bench guys, you're kind of using this as an audition to maybe get some more playing time in the knockout rounds. And as a team, you want to keep positive momentum before you play that game. And it's going to be about a week before you play it, 6 days for the next game, that round of 32 match against Bosnia. Trusty now over to Weah. Weah now over to Robinson. Robinson, now it's Berhalter, and now a foul, and the referee will stop play as Berhalter goes down. There's a long ball being played here for Timothy Weah. Maybe a chance for Weah. Angle was tight. And save made. Here is Arda Güler for Türkiye. 39th minute, about to be the 40th minute. As Güler and Trusty have a bit of a moment there. Arda Güler showing you why he is so talented, why Real Madrid bought him in the first place, and why he is in high regard and won the honors we said he won earlier in this one. 39 minutes. Foul, a free kick for Türkiye. This will be taken by either Koku or Güler. And Orkun Koku will take this free kick, I do believe, here for the side from Türkiye. It's lofted into the penalty area. The heads go up. A chance for Bardaki, and that was a rare opportunity, and defended well by Miles Robinson. Maybe, at least I thought it was. Apparently it came off of Bardaki last. Abdul Karim Bardaki, who plays for Galatasaray. As a 17-year-old, he signed for Konyaspor, who's a pretty big club there. Was loaned out to 6 different clubs and then signed for Galatasaray, got his big break, and has made the most of it with 10 goals, 119 appearances, and a mainstay. Türkiye with a corner. We love the World Cup. We love talking about these stories like this. There's a story and a nice little background about every single player. So now the United States come forward one more time. Cross, and it is blocked, and it's going to be a corner kick. For the USA. Lofted in. A good header. Great header. Now Turkey trying to handle the counterattack with the U.S. Push right back. "42nd minute, 2-1 lead for Turkey. USA now running forward. They're holding, I thought they were running forward, now they're holding station inside of their own half. Rusty now gives it over to Gio Reyna, who scored in the opening match against Paraguay. Gets the 1-2 back. Reyna thought about going for goal. Dances into the penalty area and did too much, and two Turkish defenders closed on him. Now Turkey can break here. Left-hand side. They've got a chance to run a little bit here. Shot is going to be and behind for a corner by Miles Robinson. Here's the Turkey corner. At the far post, at the near post, I should say, headed away by Robinson. Still pinging around in the area. And then a foul in the area against Türkiye, and so the U.S. will win possession back. That's the thing about the U.S., I think that has to be said. Their defense has, this back line, you could tell the difference between the starting back line and the non-starting back line as evidence for the fact that they look a lot, just being honest here, they look well more leaky than they have in their first two encounters. Now, granted, despite not winning, Türkiye, as we told you earlier, no strangers when it comes to attacking. It's just the goal scoring that has been their big bugaboo, but it's a problem that has been rectified with 2 goals here tonight. U.S. in the attacking half. Timothy Weah on the left-hand side. There's about 3 options to his right if he can get a good cross to either one of them. But Turkey compact. That's a good speed move, though, by Weah. Trying to out-muscle and outrun his defender. And Weah trying to keep it in, but he's being hemmed in. And good defending, to be fair, by the forward, Oguz Aiden, the Fenerbahce man, who was back there tracking. Trusty to throw it in. Reyna, and it's away for a throw in. Came back in. McKinney with a shot. That's buried away. Turkey will, at least for the moment, get it clear, but it only comes back as far as Berhalter now. Here is McKinney. Now a foul. We have a free kick against Turkey. I believe so now. Berhalter and Gül are having some words. As the clock is about to hit 45. It's not a bad hit there by McKinney, who of course plies his trade for the Italian club Juventus. Pretty nice to be a Juve fan if you're staying up and watching this. You have McKinney, and you have McKinney, and of course you have Yildiz on the Turkish side. And now the referee has indeed confirmed that there will be 6 minutes of stoppage time. You see on your screen now that it will be 6 minutes. Here is Berhalter lofting it in. And behind for a corner, but I think there was a foul on the U.S. before that. And so it's going to be a goal kick for Turkey. And yes, McKinney with the... Wow, that's very light. The lightest of bushes there on Abdul Karim there. Now here come Türkiye again on the run, and they've now moved into the attacking area. On the right-hand side, Aiden lost out Reyna. Aiden, though, won it back. Good work, though. It's a long chip into the area, and there to cover and provide good cover back to Turner was Joe Scally. McKinney wanting to run. He likes having that freedom. He likes that wriggle. He wants to go forward some more. Weah now back to McKinney, and then out it goes. It will be a throw-in. Here is Reyna. Halter now gives it back to Reyna. Reyna looking for a potential cross, and not there. So here is the U.S. corner. Still 0-0 in the other match, by the way. And the header just over the top by Trusty. Nearly an unlikely World Cup brace for Austin Trusty. Just over the bar. 27-year-old from Media, Pennsylvania, which is 13 miles west of Philadelphia. A Philadelphia Union youth product. Turkey with it now on the right-hand side. They've had U.S. with 50% possession. Turkey with 38, 12 in contest. Cross comes in, and it's going to be caught by Turner. Hugo Lloris in the crowd, of course, plays in the... And of course, he's had a great run. Had a great run as a French #1. Long ball, Weah. Good first touch. Not a great second, though. And he ends up losing possession to Ozan Kabak, and I think Weah might have been offside anyway on that ball. The Weah who... Well, it's changed for him in 4 years. He was with Lille when he was in the World Cup 4 years ago. Since then, a move to Juventus. And this year played on loan from Juve at Marseille in the French league. The year where he scored 2 league goals. He scored 3 times for Marseille this season, did Weah. Now U.S. running forward again. And Kakir clears it, kicks it well out of play. U.S. win it back, though. On the right-hand side of the attacking half they play. Really, no one really there in the box. Now back to here in there. This is Gio Reyna now for the United States of America. Now it's Trusty. Back to Berhalter. Berhalter now over to Robinson. Now he plays it back towards Aronson. Can he keep it on the right-hand side? Yes. Kelly coming forward. Oh, that's not a very good cross, though. Not a good backwards here. Back to Reyna, though. The 6 minutes are about to be up, but it's about to be halftime. He might not even have time to get this throw in, and he's not going to have time to get this throw in. And that's going to take us to halftime of the United States in a rare feeling in this World Cup of being behind. They scored after just 2 minutes. Austin Trusty with a goal. The Türkiye have come back, and then some. Arda Güler scoring first, and then another goal in the 30 years from Orkun Koku. Türkiye had their first 2 goals to tournament. They're looking to sign off on a positive note. It's Türkiye 2, USA 1 at halftime. Lot more fun coming your way at halftime. We'll be back in just a minute here on Ultimate Sports Media. And we welcome you back to Ultimate Sports Media World Cup halftime, putting the final touches on another 6-match day at the World Cup. 6-match day yesterday, 6-day matches today, tomorrow, and Saturday before the knockout stages begin on Sunday. Well, interesting day at the World Cup. Let's get you a couple of what's happening. How about the other match in Group D, the real crunch match between Paraguay and Australia? That's goalless at intermission in that one. That result, as it stands, would see Australia through as the second place team from Group D. Earlier today in Group E, drama in New York, New Jersey. A 77th minute hit from Gonzalo Plata, Ecuador. Overturned an early deficit. There were 2 goals in the first 10 minutes. Ecuador beat already qualified Germany 2-1. Leroy Sané scored in the second. Ecuador then scored in the 9th minute with Angulo before Plata got the winner. The Ivory Coast secured second of the group with a 2-0 win against Curacao. Nicola Pepe scoring both goals in that one in Philadelphia. So Group E sees Germany finish on top with 6 points. Ivory Coast actually end up level on points, but due to head-to-head, Germany win the group. Ecuador finished third, and they're going through as one of the best third-place teams. Curacao, a great story, fun time, but their World Cup has come to an end with just 1 point for Dick Advocat's men. The early evening session in Group F, the Netherlands clinched top spot with a 3-1 win over hapless Tunisia. A Shaqiri own goal on 3 minutes made it 1-0. The Dutch also getting goals in this game from Brian Brobby and Jan-Paul van Hecke. Tunisia did get one for the road in the 54th from Hazem Maztouri. The other match in Dallas, a fun second half. Japan and Sweden finished 1-1. Both goals coming in the second half. Japan to the 56th from Daisen Maeda. Then a wonderful goal from Anthony Alanga 6 minutes later. It finished 1-1. So what does that do for that group? The Dutch win the group on 7 points. Japan second in Group F on 5 points. Sweden finished third on 4, and Tunisia go home without a point. Again, the live standings in this group: U.S. with 6, Australia with 4, Paraguay with 4, then Turkey, the bottom of the group, in Group D with 3 points. Now, tomorrow's action, another triple header day, another 6-match day on Friday. It begins at 3 o'clock with the final matches from Group I in Boston, Norway against France. Will it be the superstar matchup we thought it would be? Both teams, of course, having already qualified for the round of 32, so maybe it won't be the Holland-Mbappe match we were all thinking. The other match of the group tomorrow with plenty on the line, that one in Toronto between Senegal and Iraq, both looking for their first points at these finals. Prime time tomorrow night, 8 o'clock Eastern. We already mentioned to you we'll have, and by we on the channel will have the match from Group H in Guadalajara between Uruguay and Spain. The teams that currently sit first and second, and Cabo Verde. Can they finish off this magical run with advancement? They'll play Saudi Arabia in Houston. And the 2 late games tomorrow night, wide open Group G. How is that going to end out? New Zealand and Belgium will play in Vancouver, while Egypt and Iran play in Seattle. Of course, that group completely on its lid. Egypt lead the group on 4, but anything can happen in that group. That's tomorrow's World Cup matches. Now, with the matches from yesterday and today's matches being confirmed, going on, we can tell you there are round of 32 matches that have been confirmed. Here are the up to the minute confirmed round of 32 matches so far. Of course, we know what the first knockout match will be Sunday at that stadium you see on your screen right now in Inglewood. It will be the first round of 32 match with South Africa, who shockingly got second last night. Bafana will take on Canada. Monday, we also now know 2 of the matches on Monday. At 1 o'clock in Houston, it will be Brazil versus Japan. And we also know know that the Netherlands will take on Morocco. That'll be Monday night at 9 o'clock in Guadalupe. Germany will also play Monday against a third-place team. The Ivory Coast and Mexico will play Tuesday. Of course, the only other matchup I think that we know for sure in the round of 32 is the U.S.'s match Wednesday night, July 1st, 8 Eastern against Bosnia-Herzegovina. That will be in Santa Clara. That will be at the Bay Area. Türkiye lead the U.S. 2-1. We've got the second half coming up next here on Ultimate Sports Media. We are moments away from the start of the second half. Türkiye with 2 players on the ball and waiting for the signal to get this second half started, and we get it now. Türkiye trying to win their first World Cup match in 24 years. The United States trying to win 3 matches, all 3 of their group matches for the first time since 2000, or excuse, for the first time ever, but they have got work to do. The USA will go from left to right in their blue shirts in the second half. Turkey the other way, going from right to left. New ball for the U.S. here is way there. Should note also that neither team made a change coming out of halftime. Christian Pulisic, by the way, is available on the bench, and it's been a big story. You wonder if he will play any tonight. Maybe for freshness, you could see him for a little bit. U.S. though pushing forward. Oh my goodness! A clear punch in the back and no foul. Oh my goodness! That's a decision. Right out of Weah. Weah trying to cross it in and can't. Well, it looked like Rover got pushed to the back there. I don't mean to sound like a homer there, but come on. Let's go. Here's Reyna left-hand side. Lays it off for Weah. Weah defended by Adine. Now the U.S. have it defensively, or have it, they don't have it defensively, duh. Bring it back. And no changes from Potts. You would imagine more fringe players come on, and that's really the burning question. Would we see Pulisic any tonight? Again, if you do, you can't imagine it'd be for much. Here's Reyna, long ball, trying to set Weah free. Couldn't do it. And way for a throw by Aiding. So some good Turkish defending here. The U.S. have come out attacking to start this second half. Now Aronson, his cross will be behind for a corner. He took a slight deflection off of Zeki Selik. So it's a U.S. corner. Play it short. Chipped in. The best header in the world, only as far back as Reyna. Reyna has a crack at goal. Took a deflection. It's punched away by Kakir. Be another U.S. throw as it goes out of bounds. Here is McKenzie. Not there. Volley back in, and what a stunning goal! 2-2, Sebastian Berhalter. How about that for a strike? 2-2 in L.A. Well, it wasn't. Turkey had defended very sloppily in the second half, and they didn't quite clear their lines of the way. Berhalter said, why not just whack it? It's not a clean hit. It takes a divot. And the bounce maybe throws the keeper. I don't know. I don't think he sees it, the keeper, to be honest with you. Not that it matters. Sebastian Berhalter has his second goal for the United States. His first came back last November in a friendly against Uruguay. And now he has scored on the World Cup stage. And it is 2-2. And what a start to the second half. As Berhalter makes it 2-2. Well, now. Are we having fun or what? Now Mali with the throw-in for Turkey. Maurizio Pochettino talking with some of his backroom staff. You would assume about subs and tactics and how to change things. I think you had to tell, boy, the U.S. playing very dangerously there. And Yilmaz nearly made him pay. Here is Aiden. USA, by the way, would go back to having 7 points again. This match is nothing. First and last already confirmed. Australia-Paraguay is the real match. That's still goalless. That favors the Australians. One ball for Turkey on the left-hand side, and Yildiz couldn't get it. Joe Scally to take the throw in. Plays for Borussia Mönchengladbach, 23-year-old from Lake Grove, New York. A New York City FC youth product. Again, if results hold, the U.S. will go through as group winners, and Australia will go through as runner-up, and then it'll be a race to see who gets the third place. Paraguay will have to do some waiting. In the top 8 third-place teams will advance. Sweden, Ecuador, and Bosnia, their totals are already good enough to where they're going to advance. Right now, the other third-place teams that would advance as of right now are Croatia, South Korea, Algeria, Paraguay, and Scotland. And Ricardo Pepi had his shirt pulled by Ozan Kabak trying to get forward. The teams currently below Scotland are Cape Verde, Belgium, Congo, and Senegal. And the bad news for the Scots is that all 4 of those nations still have to play. So not looking overly great for them. Foul and free kick to the U.S. They take it very quickly. Here is Weah. Now gives it to Rayner. Weah was offside. You know, I like to, for filler content, I like to give you, all the information I possibly can about certain matches and certain players. Mustafa Gorbal is the referee. He's from Algeria. He's already managed. This is the second game he has officiated this World Cup. He also officiated the Haiti-Scotland match. He's trying to play it forward yet again and couldn't. So 2-2 here. Ball be played here. 55th minute, still 2-2. Here's McKinney. McKinney losing possession of the ball. Can Turkey lead forward? Maybe. And not quite. Robinson gets in front of the defender. Now it's Weah. Now playing it back to Matt Turner. So Turner launches it forward, but the blue shirt was there to make any kind of proper contact with it. Trying to keep it alive. Still 0-0 between Paraguay and Australia. We'll keep you abreast of all the action there as conditions warrant. Australia just fine with second play with that result. Would send them through. Robinson now to Berhalter. Berhalter playing this one short. Good pass here. Now it's Aronson. Aronson now back to Reyna. Now Aronson. Now it's Trusty. Now Miles Robinson. Robinson now to McKinney. Good pass here, maybe now. Scally, can he try and play it in? No, he can't because he's offside. And Christian Pulisic is set to come on. Mauricio Pochettino talking to him. This is interesting. A lot of people would tell you they would if you had to see him tonight, maybe come in the 80th or 85th minute, not in the 57th. Well, he hasn't come on just yet. Of course, he was really bossing the midfield, then he left. The first half of that Paraguay game with his injury, did not play against Australia. So he's going to come on here tonight, and let's see whose number is going to come up on the board. And it's the end of the race for Timothy Weah. So Weah's off, and here comes the man who for the last several years has been considered the face of it, football, soccer, whatever you call it, in this nation. The 27-year-old from Hershey, Pennsylvania. 100 appearances for AC Milan. And everybody showing their appreciation. 33 goals, including in a May friendly against Senegal. Pulisic scored the winner against Iran in the last World Cup, a result that sent the United States through to the last 16. He scores a goal tonight. It won't be that important in weight, but it will be. It's good for him to just play and, make sure you keep it, he doesn't get too terribly rusty. Yilmaz trying to attack and cleared behind by Robinson. 2-2, you see on your screen, Türkiye and the United States. Türkiye will depart and head back, make the long trek back home once this match ends. The USA, well, they're going to stick around they hope for a while. They have a match against Bosnia-Herzegovina on Wednesday night. Now it is Guler. Now El Mali. Now Yildiz. Now El Mali. Good cross. Good enough, though. Easy catch by Turner in the end. USA with possession. Reyna, can he make people miss? Well, they got a chance. Here's Pulisic. And he's running and showing you his speed with those fresh legs. Reyna. Little chip over the top. Chance. And was that Pulisic in? I think it was. And Pulisic nearly had the chance. Last-ditch defending Zeki Selic, the 29-year-old who plays for the Italian club Roma. He's been pretty busy back there tonight. He's done pretty well, it has to be said. 7th American corner of the night. And the U.S. find magic from this one and take the lead. Lofted in. Far post Trusty blocked, and a foul anyway, so a goal kick for Turkey. Roughly 6 minutes away from another hydration break. Jill Ellis in the stands. Of course, known in, of course, two-time world champion with the USA, managing every 2015 and 2019 World Cup. Pushing the hour mark. Also, among those in attendance, I understand, just coming across this on Twitter tonight, in the crowd, the former Vice President of the United States. Hold that thought. Here's Christian Pulisic into the area. Here's Pulisic. Can he square it? Save. Rebound. Woefully wide by Aronson. That's the danger Pulisic. That's the danger that Pulisic can cause. The danger he poses. I was looking for that right word to come out. I'll tell you what. I don't know how Turkey left that much space there. This play continues on, but to finish off, the former Vice President and First Man of the United States edits tonight. Kamala Harris and Doug Emhoff, of course. Of course, Kamala, the former United States Senator from California. Good to see her and Mr. Emhoff enjoying the action tonight. Here's Pulisic. Giving it up to Trusty. It's not a political statement, just saying, pointing out people. I mean, nice to see famous people that are enjoying this beautiful game. Scally lets it in. Oh my goodness, wicked deflection! Hits the post. Comes back to Aronson. Can he square it? McKinney! And wide. What happening here? You got Keck here down. Well, Pulisic went for the spectacular, hit the post, and then well, why? Although that shot from McKinney might have taken a deflection on the way through. Say fans, hey, Will Ferrell in the crowd. And there's the comedian Fortune Feimster. And Fortune points to Will and says, there he is. Will Ferrell, of course, a big, long-time supporter of soccer in this country. A great hit from Berhalter to make it 2-2. And a great moment for him. USA out shooting Turkey 14-4. It would be fitting, would it not, if Turkey actually get a result from this match in which they were outshot as much as they had. Here is Berhalter with the corner. Header wide for McKinney. Goal kick, Turkey. The U.S. continuing to pepper that Turkish goal. And again, a hydration break coming up. Still 0-0 in the Bay Area in that other match between Australia and Paraguay. Turkey now back on the attack. Yield is in the penalty area. And Mali looking for a smash and grab, Turkey. And booted away to safety by Trusty. Doing it at both ends. Doing the day job, of course, as a defender. Austin Trusty. 66 minutes. We should be getting the break any minute. I think we're going to get it right now. So we get the hydration break. Or did we? Whatever it is, Vincenzo Montella is none pleased with whatever the referee decided to do. I think he's making Turkey retake the throw in. Again, 8 Eastern Wednesday here on USM. You better believe we'll have it. The U.S. against Bosnia and Herzegovina. Round of 32 of the FIFA World Cup. Turkey will have to start focusing on qualification for Euro 2028 and World Cup 2030. And now the referee is blown for the hydration break. You get a good look at SoFi, as you get a good look at the stadium in Los Angeles, Inglewood. USA trying to go 3 for 3. They pulled level through Sebastian Berhalter. And they find a way through and actually win this match. So the USA and Turkey 2-2 here, and will there be a late twist in the tail for either side? Man came dressed out. This show can is full Sunday best. I would say Sunday best, but it's a little bit of a different. The U.S. the soccer equivalent of it. Sunday best. Owen Wilson among those in the stands tonight as we continue to look at different celebrities. Again, we just like to have a look here. I like pointing out the famous dignitaries in any sporting event if they are. And again, I want to alert anybody that the USA, for America, if you're mad at Fox, there's a lot of, if you want to be mad at Fox, fine, but don't be mad at them for that. They don't make the call. That is a FIFA thing. So play now resumes. Can the U.S. find something here with Aronson? Aronson. Good old long ball. Turner in trouble. Oh, it took a big deflection off of him. Who's going to get there first? Turner! Just does. Yilmaz nearly making the U.S. pay. Boy, has this game opened up. And again, you would expect it to. Being that nothing but pride on the line, no real pressure, just go out and have a little bit of fun, especially now in a game this tight in the last 20 minutes. Now they picked it up right back. Here's Aronson. Needs a little bit of help. Oh, and he slipped and lost possession of the ball. Boy, that was a chance wasted again. He's had a few rough moments in the second half, Aronson. A few moments he'd like back. Turkey with it. Left-hand side. This is Yildiz into the area. Yildiz going for goal, and he wasn't too far away. Kenan Yildiz, the Juventus striker. 19 times a goal scorer for them. Named Serie A's rising star of the season. Nearly had his 6th international goal. Just 21 years of age. So still 2-2 as the clock's about to hit 72 minutes. Aronson trying to lay it off, and Turkey with defensive cover. So here is Turkey pushing forward here. Seal it. Now Yildiz for Turkey. Yildiz. Play and see. Oh, there. Oh my goodness! Someone in a full Alexi Lawless get up. The '94 jersey, the red hair, the wig, and everything. My goodness. Okay, forgive me if I don't recognize who that one is. Someone smarter than me is gonna have to tell me who they just showed there. 2-2. Oh Lord. We have a comment, and it's from the man who was to be calling this match. Our very own Mr. Versatility, our co-goated one, along with JT, of course, Matthew Owens, who said, who would be mad at Fox, Seth? I've never heard of anyone being mad at Fox for anything. You just had a conversation with that DB Jack Owl about it. Jack Owl doesn't like it either. Of course, NASCAR fans would feel the same way. And JBN taking the NASCAR beat this week. We're back next week. Chicago Land Speedway. I believe that's next week. Got Atlanta coming up. North Wilkesboro coming up. Good action coming up on the NASCAR beat. Our friends at JBN will take it this week. Here's Brendan Aronson now on the run for the United States. Now back to Scally. Scally trying to play it into McKinney. Now Scally chips it in and cleared to safety by the Turkish defender Ozan Kavik, who plays for the German club Hoffenheim. 2-2, 15 minutes plus stoppage time to play. Can the U.S. find a goal and make history here tonight? Miles Robinson with it, just inside the attacking half of the right side. Now he gets it to McKinney. McKinney trying to play it to Scally, and Scally can't. And Bardaki clears it away. Brad Pitt again. And Brad Pitt looks like the fate of his world is in the balance. He is going through it somewhat. Sebastian Berhalter to take the 9th American corner on this night. But first, a couple of changes. Gio Reyna's coming off. He'll be replaced by the PSV man, Serginho Dest. Also, Alejandro Zendejas is set to come on. Dest, 25-year-old who was born in the Netherlands. Plays for PSV, and looks like another... Boy, we're getting him in, aren't we? Brandon Aaronson's coming off. There's a triple change here, at least a triple change. Because Zendejas is coming on, and somebody else is too. Thanks, that was Dan Fouts' contribution to this broadcast. Aronson Reyna's going to... it's Freeman. It's Alex Freeman, who of course, was in the mixer in that Australia matchup. Son of Antonio Freeman. Here's Pulisic. Pulisic going for goal himself! Was it too far off? Roof would have come off the building had he scored. U.S. fans thought they had something. Matthew Edge, veteran F1 driver, 62-year-old Brad Pitt. I already said don't alert Ben Schneider once tonight. I'm going to say it again. So now Turkey coming forward. Chip ball over the top. Pepe's in, but space closed down. Now the U.S., when you commit forward, you leave yourself vulnerable at the back, and this Turkey team can attack, if anything else. 8 into Yilmaz. Koku. And again, we might be bringing you... Well, we'll wait for the boss to get confirmation on that. '79th minute. Still Turkey 8-2, the United States 2. Oh my God. Oh boy. Hold that thought as Yilmaz plays it in, and it's headed away. Oh, not a good clearance though. Bardaki's in now. It's Yildiz. Can Yildiz find a way through? It's right at Matt Turner. Matthew, the predictable response of, I just can't believe that the point standings mean nothing after tonight. Garbage system. You know what's funny? Everybody's saying that the head-to-head tie-break is a garbage system. That's actually been a complaint by fans in this country and, of course, Europeans. No surprise, being that, that's kind of a foreign concept to them, literally and figuratively. Here's Guler to Yildiz. Nothing against our European friends, just a different way of doing things. Two on the right-hand side. By the way, time permitting, we will have bonus coverage of the Paraguay-Australia match. Again, that's time permitting if they're still playing after this one. That game, of course, is the important one, really, as far as advancement of the group. U.S. already confirmed its winners. That determines who finishes second. Dual Cream Bardaki now over to Guler. Guler shot blocked. Yildiz with the foul. Bardaki got fouled. Quick. Free kick taken quickly by the U.S. Bardaki with it again. Right-hand side, Turkey with it. Final 10 minutes plus stoppage time of this one. Will somebody grab a winner? Koku over the bar. Turkey, by the way, have not made a substitution. That is about to change, though, as Montella's got a couple set to come off the bench here, but he didn't have time to get it because the U.S. took it so quickly. Freeman trying to play it forward. Freeman now back to Robinson. Freeman, of course, plays for Villarreal, 21-year-old from Baltimore, Maryland, son of the former Super Bowl winner, Antonio Freeman. United States have winless in their last 11 matches against European teams, 2 draws, 9 defeats. Scored the second goal against Australia on Friday, did Freeman. Just giving you the Bill Weber treatment on some of the players that have come in. And then, of course, we mentioned Alejandro Zendejas, born in Mexico, but playing for the U.S. I'm sure that didn't cause any controversy or anything. Of course, he was the center of some controversy. Violation, which led to a violation of regulation, which had FIFA asking Mexico to forfeit 2 friendlies. Liga MX All-Star with Club America. Wonder how he's treated at Club America games. Two here. Here is Zendejas. Freeman. McKinney. Room for a shot. He's had a pretty good second half volley, but he was just right on cue. He got dispossessed. Silic with it. As mentioned, Serginho Dest earlier. Now, Koku coming in for Turkey. Back to Guler. Guler, room for a shot. Don't let him get there. Oh boy, Guler's done very well. Koku, I don't know why Guler didn't shoot that. Koku is very frustrated. If I'm Turkey, I'm frustrated Guler didn't shoot the first time. They still have it though in the area. Headed behind by Robinson, still in the mixer. Robinson gets it away. He gets it out of harm's way for the time being. That was a bit of a hairy one though. Here is Bardaki with it. Just trying to push it forward, and again, Turkey. Selic. Pulisic. Had a bump together with Özkan. Now the Turkey changes. Kaglar, Soyuncu. Kaglar is coming on to replace Zeki Selic, and Kenan Yıldız's World Cup will come to an end, replaced by the Eintracht man Can Yuzen. So Soyuncu, of course, the 30-year-old who made 98 appearances for Leicester City. He's also played for Freiburg and Atletico, and currently plays at Fenerbahce. US trying to go forward again. Of course, his childhood club, Soyuncu. 2-time goal scorer for the Turkish national team. And you have Yuzen, who scored once for Turkey, a 20-year-old who plays for Eintracht Frankfurt. İlkay Gündoğan in the crowd. And Davor Suker and Hamid Altintop. Well, you could win a 3-a-side game with those 3 in your team. Yuzen's only goal came in that June 1st friendly against North Macedonia. The word on if South Macedonia was unavailable. Or if East or West Macedonia was unavailable. USA have outshot Turkey 16-8. On target 7-3. Where it counts, all square. 2-2. Still goals here between Paraguay and Australia. Or still between, not here, score between Paraguay and Australia. Not here. I am not in control of my broadcast here. I'm doing the best I can here. Well, you missed it, Matthew. When talking about replacing you, I gave the who am I, why am I here line. Yuzen now for Turkey. Guler. Mali with it. Now using over the right side. Pass complete. Kabak gives it up right side. Blocked there by Trusty. What a shift he's put in tonight, Austin Trusty. And the USA about to make their final change. And Weston McKinney, his race has been run for the night. He's had a good game. But he'll be replaced by the 24-year-old born in Germany, Malik Tillman. Of course, made 4 appearances at Bayern Munich. Has also played for Rangers, PSV, and now plays for Bayer Leverkusen. Scored 3 goals for the U.S. All 3 of his internationals came in last year's Gold Cup. 2 in a win against Trinidad and Tobago. Another in a win against Haiti. He was named as one of the best 11 of the Gold Cup last year. As I mentioned earlier, a tournament that was won by Mexico over the United States. USA trying to push forward again with Berhalter. But hey, Matthew, you have a question. If you're still here, I have a question for you. This is in honor of this guy making the news tonight. If you kissed your ostrich today, that's what I want to know. I'll never forget when I asked JB that question. JB was like, "What?" He had no idea that was coming. JT got a kick out of it. He was channeling under me, laughing like crazy. Cross for Pepe is cleared by Sonyaku. Interest done all the way clear, though. Here's Aronson. Pulisic dancing. Trying to squeeze through, and there's a foul against the Americans. I think it was an offside. I think it's what it was. Seth, my boy, I think it was offside. Goodness, I'll tell you right now. I think that one was just offside. What would you call there? I'm acting just spotted tonight. No big uglies here as Khan Ayan comes on for Turkey. He'll replace Orkun Oku, who scored Turkey's second. Ayan, born in Gelsenkirchen, Germany, currently plays for Galatasaray. Part of the German under-17 team that finished third at the 2011 U17 World Cup, which was held in Mexico. Now, Turkey in here. It's Yilmaz. He's been troublesome tonight. Yilmaz almost fell over himself, and Trusty back there to make a nuisance of himself. Turner the save. McKenzie. '89th minute. Will we see some drama here? I think there'll be a decent amount of stoppage time. Pulisic goes down, and now a collision with Kabak, and this is where the other teammates have to tell Christian, look, man, we need you against Bosnia. Don't let him bait you in anything stupid. USA take the free kick quickly. Pulisic lays it off. Also a deflection towards Pepe. Couldn't get there, though. He clear it. It'll be a U.S. throw in. There is a U.S. player down. Oh, that's Trusty. Oh, man, that would be a tough end to what's been a great night for him. Who in the world is... Oh, that's Nadia Comaneci. Oh, the Olympic star from many years ago. Trusty going down, that would be a shame, given what he's done tonight. Carlo Pepe giving him some encouragement, and now the referee has asked for additional help. Turn buzzer Emily Abbott there to help with the training staff. I mean, let's go. Those Tusculum trainers qualify for World Cup exemptions. Who's set to come off here? It's going to be 7 minutes of stoppage time. It's up to 7 minutes. You see the time, literally, +7 in red. You see it in red. Don't want to make fun of the situation. Gotta be nice here. This is a back with serious situation here. Rusty hurt. And not pull a Steve Levy moment here. Turkey with 2 more subs coming on. Irfan Khan Kavechi and Mert Mulder. Oguz Adin is one of the 2 that is coming off. So the night done and the World Cup for him personally done. Who's the other one that's coming on? Coming off, I should say. I think it's Oguz Adin. I believe it's Yilmaz. Yeah, it's Yilmaz. He had his moments tonight where he had the U.S. kind of on the back foot a little bit, but couldn't find the target, could the Galatasaray man. So, Kvechi has not scored for Turkey. International level on loan, playing this past year at Kasimpasa on loan from Fenerbahce. 6 goals for Turkey, including 1 at Euro 2020 against Switzerland back in June of 21 in Baku. And then Mert Mulder, he's 27, born in Austria. Plays for Fenerbahce. Started his youth career at Rapid Vienna. Oh my goodness, Leonardo DiCaprio. Matthew will enjoy that. Being the Titanic fan that he is. From the U.S., do they have a chance here? Pepe. Pepe. Zendejas. Much there. Berhalter couldn't keep it in alive. Turkey have some space to run here. On the right-hand side. Dest trying to provide cover. Long pass. Over back to Arda Güler. The third, about to be the 94th minute. Fourth minute. Turkey now just trying to pass the ball around here. Again, still 0-0 between Paraguay and Australia. We're going to take you to that match if they're still playing when this one's over. Will they be is still the question. Now, Mali. Oh, Lord. It's a U.S. soccer power couple right there. Christian Press and Tobin Heath. Veterans of those great U.S. women's soccer teams. A reminder of the Women's World Cup from Brazil next year. Hopefully we'll have some matches from that on USM. Of course, could be a little bit more difficult for reasons we won't get into here. It's been fun filling in Matthew's seat tonight. I'm glad he came along to help me help bring some levity to a situation that had plenty of it to begin with. I'm just saying crap at this rate. I'm rambling. Seth, what the heck are you talking about? Freeman? Yes, I am talking to myself. Yes, it is. Here's Berhalter. Berhalter with a good pass. Pulisic trying to play through. Pepe, he's in. Ricardo Pepe. Angle with tight block. Pepe still has it. No, he's offside. Again with the delayed offside call, Mr. Referee. Mr. Linesman. I think it hit Pepe in the hand. That might be what it was. That might be what was called. Okay. Forgive me. It was a big opportunity, though. The 23-year-old from El Paso. Once played at USL, played for North Texas SC back when they were in USL League One, I believe. Yeah, FC Dallas is affiliate in League One. At the time, North Texas SC, which is now MLS Next Pro team. Freeman clears. USA not done defending yet. Turkey have a chance. Uzin. Now El Mali. Now here is Turkey now with Mulder. Last chance, maybe. We're into the last minute. Cross. Easy catch for Turner. Now, do the U.S. want to sit on this or do they want to go for history? We're about to find out here. What's been a rather eventful and exciting match, which it seems like in sports, I say it's a lot about the NFL, but it's like this too in this situation. Sometimes the matches that have nothing riding on it can be the most fun and be the most entertaining. And we certainly have hit that tonight as we have now hit midnight. Happy Friday to those of you on the East Coast of the United States. Of course, it's already Friday for some of you, for you worldwide folks. George Weah. Shame he could never take his country to the World Cup, Liberia, but boy, he was a great striker back in his day. 7 minutes about to be up here. Much on the throw, and Robinson going to chip it back towards Matt Turner. We've played the 7 minutes. Is there enough time for either one of these teams? Going to be a throw into Turkey. Australia and Paraguay have finished 0-0. More 0-0 it is finished there. Guler. Will there be a last chance for Turkey? Pulisic hounding him. We have played past the 7 minutes. Turkey still have a chance here. Yilmaz. Here's a chance. Oh my goodness. Yilmaz unmarked. Clear out the line. By Khan Ayan. And Turkey have won it. Oh my goodness. The follow-up, though, smashed in. Oh my goodness, that was just not the best defense in the world there from Freeman. Uzin was unmarked. Freeman could only parry it into the path of Khan Ayan, his 6th international goal, and well, it's one that will make this World Cup end on a good note for Turkey, and the USA fail in their quest to win 3 out of 3 at a World Cup for the first time ever. Turkey's disappointing campaign ends with a victory. They'll go home with their heads held high, and the U.S. now will get set, and they'll have plenty of their big guns back for their game against Bosnia Wednesday night in the round of 32. So Australia and Paraguay finished 0-0. The U.S. still win the group. Trusty and Berhalter with the goals, but Guler, Yilmaz, and Ayan put a little of a damper on the party for the host. Turkey win by 3-2. They'll still finish 4th. Paraguay finish in 3rd place. And now we'll wait to see if they will go through. Turkey 3, the USA 2. We thank you for watching tonight's game. Shout out to Matthew Owens and JT, the GOATs, for their efforts as always. We just love what they do around here. I'm Seth Eve. So long for now, and we will see you next time.